Every year I visit Finland with my family, and every year my brother-in-law and I go on some kind of adventure. This year we decided to cycle around the Turku Archipelago. I was actually really excited about this journey because I don't actually cycle very much, but it's something that I've wanted to get into a bit more. Usually our trips involve hiking or canoeing and things like that, but they always include a bit of camping. We set off by car from Orivesi, where my brother-in-law lives, and we parked up just outside Turku.
How do you feel about the rain?
I don't tolerate it.
So we just arrived in Turku, we've got our bags out, got the bikes out. So Sami, how many kilometres are we going today?
69.
69, nice number. I'm loving the lycra. And please tell me again, where are these socks from, Sami?
They're from Italy.
They're from Italy. The best. We sure?
Yeah.
We're 2 minutes in and we lost yet.
It's this way.
Okay.
At the start of the journey, it was actually chucking down with rain, so it was a little bit less enjoyable than I hoped, and we spent some time cycling out of the city.
Behind me here we've got the central church in Turku. Kurmio. Tell me again?
Tuomiokirkko.
So, well, that's enough sightseeing for the day. We'll crack on.
But once you got out of the city, you could really appreciate the beautiful country. One of the nice things on this trip as well, we did do a little bit of foraging. Not much, but every now and again we'd stop and I'd be looking at the plants and the berries and seeing what we could find. In one spot we found some raspberries and bilberries, and there were actually wild parsnips absolutely everywhere.
I just noticed we've actually got some prickly lettuce, chamomile and yarrow down here as well. So ideally we'd be camping over here and have a feast. Well, since our last little stop I seem to have been bitten by a load of mosquitoes. But down here we've got a load of plantain. Plantain is a natural antihistamine, so it should provide me with a bit of relief. The midges this evening are going to be fun. Just found an apple tree on the side of the road.
Not very good.
Not a fan, huh?
No.
I don't cycle very regularly, so when I got to around 30 kilometres I was feeling pretty happy that my legs were holding up tight. And I even said to Sami, my brother-in-law, hey, I'm actually feeling pretty good. That started changing around 40 kilometres and my legs were feeling pretty heavy, and I thought, wow, you know, this is getting pretty tough. At 50 kilometres I was beginning to really suffer. Luckily we got the opportunity to stop for one of the ferries, but all I could do was sit down and cradle myself.
Well, we've done about 58 kilometres now, and I have to say I am absolutely, rude word, I think the longest I've ever cycled before was about 20 kilometres, and that was in my 20s, and I'm way beyond that now. So I think we've got another 8 kilometres to go, so I'm just going to have to suck it up and get it done.
When we got to 60 kilometres, I really had a mental challenge. I know many ultra runners talk about their pain cave and having to overcome this. I think in this situation I was pretty much in the same boat. My legs had completely given up, and I felt like I wanted to give up too. But one thing I've learned over the years is excuses are lies. I wasn't injured and I had the ability to carry on, so I just had to suck it up and carry on.
Here's the making me do this. What a beautiful day. Well, we just arrived at our final destination, well, for food for this evening. We've done 65 kilometres. I'm absolutely smashed. My legs are like mincemeat now. But my friend here, Sami, he's fine and dandy, so I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. But we're going to go inside and get a bite to eat now. So Sami, how did you find the 65 kilometre ride today? Yeah, I know.
After finishing our meal, we actually headed a couple of kilometres back along the road that we'd come because we'd spotted a bit of forest that we thought might be nice to camp in. It did end up being a great little spot. We watched the sun go down.
Got our beers and other essential item.
One of the great things about these trips that Sami and I do is that it gives us a chance to bond as well. I came into the family as probably a bit of an outsider years ago, you know, not speaking the language, etc. But over the years, these trips have been so enjoyable and they really become part of the highlight of visiting Finland every year. The funniest thing that happened was actually with the hammocks and sleeping overnight. When we were setting them up, I said to my brother-in-law, hey, I feel like this is going to rip. Sami said, there's no way this is going to rip. I said, Sami, it feels like I'm going to fall out of it. Hey, you're not going to fall out of it, he said. Well, actually, I did both. So needless to say, I did not sleep very well.
Morning, so I didn't sleep particularly well last night. I feel like I've had about 10 minutes sleep. At one point in the night, had a bit of a calamity and fell out of the hammock. It's got an insect net built into the hammock itself, and I must have rolled onto that, and it ripped, and out I went. We're off again for day 2. Goodbye campsite. You were good, but not that good. Thanks a lot. Off to the next ferry we go.
The ferry rides were actually quite a welcome distraction. They allowed me to stretch and rest my legs for a bit and take in the scenery without having to pedal.
Well, we finally made it to Naantali. We're not actually stopping here. We're going to head back to the car now, which is another 15 kilometres or so. I'm going to take it easy. It's still pouring with rain. Not much fun in the rain, but looking forward to getting it done. Definitely feels like the time to have a little stop.
When cycling, I did feel that this trip was a huge slog. It was a lot harder than anything that I've done in recent times, but that did mean that on completing it, I really did feel a sense of accomplishment. I think one of the most memorable things about this trip was watching the sun go down, beer in hand, and just relaxing in the evening. I would definitely recommend this journey to other people. Finland is such a beautiful country, and I can't wait for my next trip in December, where hopefully everything will be covered in snow.
Well, we finally made it back to the car. That was an enjoyable trip, if not a wet one. If you'd like to see more of Finland, please do subscribe to see some of the other videos I'll be putting out there. Cheers.